How you guys doing? So today I'm just gonna do a little get ready with me, just gonna play with some new makeup that I have and talk about life, what's going on in mine. That's about it. So I'm gonna first start on my eyebrows, I think. So my eyebrows are done. That took way longer than I expected, so I'm really glad I wasn't trying to talk through that part. But I'm gonna move on to my face. I'm not gonna prime today though, because I'm not really going anywhere. I just do makeup for the fun of it, and I don't really need my makeup to last, or I need oil control or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go on with my foundation and concealer. This is the Measurable Difference Concealer palette, and I take this yellow shade and I apply it under my eyes because dark circles, you know? We're in the process of moving. Again, if you've been subscribed or following me for a while, you know that we literally move all the time. Basically, my husband was in sales for a couple of years, and that's why we moved a lot of the time. But now we are out of sales, thank the Lord, and we are in Boise, Idaho. And my husband got a promotion recently, so that's awesome. But his store is kind of far. It's kind of a drive, and he's wanting to go to Boise State in the fall, which we don't know how that's gonna work, but you know, we'll figure it out, right? So we're wanting to move a little closer down towards the campus and towards his new store because it's just killing us in gas. So yeah, we're in the process of moving, and it was kind of a mess because we had this one apartment complex that we really, really liked. Like, we were like dead set on this apartment complex. We were like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. There's no question about it. And I'm just gonna mix my two Wet n Wild foundations on the back of my concealer palette, just as like a little mixing platter. I'm gonna spot conceal a little bit because I am breaking out, if you couldn't tell, like pretty bad. I never ever, oh, what is that? I never break out this bad. We loved these apartments so much. Like, they were absolutely perfect. They were really luxury, high-end apartments. Sounds like I'm talking about makeup. So we like went through the whole process. We like put in application fees and all that jibby jazz, and it was very like one-sided, I felt. And Rhett kind of saw it too in the beginning. He was like, I feel like they don't really give a shit. And I was like, well, no, babe, you're just being a little harsh, because Rhett's a little, I don't know, he can be a little blunt and ruthless sometimes. Well, not all the time, but he just says it like it is sometimes. And I'm like, oh no, honey, you're not even giving him a fair chance, whatever. So we like went about the application process and everything was fine and like, you know, whatever. But it was so hard to communicate with them. Like, they weren't in the office until like 1 in the afternoon, which was so weird to me, and they closed at 5. Like, how are you a leasing office that's only open from 1 to 5 every day? Like, what? So, eventually, it took forever for our applications to go through, and then they had to, like, be approved by 2 separate people, don't really know why. Eventually, I got an email saying that, they needed something else from us. I don't remember what it was. So I sent that over, whatever it was, I don't remember. And then one day, Rhett went to go do something. I can't remember what. And I'm on the phone with them because my Apple Music wasn't working. First world problems, I know. And a side note, the weird thing about this apartment complex was we had asked them if we put a holding deposit down on a unit, then it would be safe to be ours, right? Because that's what a holding deposit is. They're like, no, it's usually whatever application goes through first. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. That's normally not how holding deposits go, but okay. So I'm on the phone with Rhett, and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong, blah, blah, blah. We're literally on the phone for like 45 seconds, and we both get an email at the same time from the leasing officer's assistant. And it says something about we need a co-signer that makes 4.5 times the monthly rent to get into this apartment. Okay, so we don't have great credit, but I mean, I've never had an issue before. Like, we got into this apartment just fine with our credit. I don't know a doctor that would just be okay with co-signing. Sorry. We make 3.5 times the monthly rent, so I don't know why we needed a co-signer other than our credit was bad, but it, like I said, I've never had an issue before. So we scrapped that hotel. We scrapped that apartment complex completely and did not go back. My husband emailed them and said, I will not be pursuing your complex any further. This has been the biggest pain in the ass. Goodbye, basically. He really wanted to go down to the unit and tell that guy off, but I told him there'd be no use in that, even though I would have loved to see him rip his ass a new one. You know, okay, so this is an issue I had with the airspun powder the first time I used it, or the first time I bought it. I bought a new jar, container, I don't know, because I'm almost out of my RCMA and I don't feel like finding it on whatever website, and I just don't feel like doing that. And I'm moving soon, so I can't really have it shipped here because I'm moving. But it like it's not translucent is my problem. And like, you can see, it's not translucent. It has a color to it and it makes my eyes darker than they are. It's just the weirdest thing. I have to use like a lighter concealer. It's just bizarre. And so that day we dropped everything we were supposed to do and went and found a new apartment. And it was so hectic. We were both freaking out. Like, we were like, okay, we literally were supposed to move in 2 weeks. This was like 2 weeks from our move out date. It was, yeah. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this iconic London contouring palette because it has like a really light shade in here that I want to use for under my eyes, and then I'm gonna put concealer on top because none of these don't give me enough coverage. So I'm gonna take this shade right here, this one, which I think that'll be okay. But yeah, so we went out, found a new apartment complex. We talked to a couple people, like we just drove around and I was like on my phone looking at apartments the entire time, and we go and talk to them and see if they had like, you know, washer and dryer, whatever we needed. And yeah, we just did that all day. And then a few of the other leasing officers that we had spoke to, we told them about the situation with the first apartment complex, and they were like, that is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life. I was like, yeah, I know, me too. So we were driving back home and we passed an apartment complex and I said, oh, what about this place? And he's like, okay, we'll see it, we'll check it out, whatever. I was like, I'll just run in really quick and see if they have any units available and whatever. Well, turns out they did. And it was like a dream come true. Like, this place is very nice. The people that work there are lovely people. They're so nice and so great. And she was so helpful. I actually knew the girl that worked there. I met her downtown once. And so she was so helpful and so nice and just an angel sent from heaven. They had a unit open and ready on the 7th for us, but we had to push it back to the 14th. And, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited for this. The new apartments we're moving into have a built-in vanity. And it's like connected to the bedroom. So it's like the bedroom, and then there's like a vanity with a sink, and then separate is the bathroom. So that's like my area, completely mine. I don't have to share a bathroom with my husband. I don't have to put my makeup in a closet anymore. I'm so excited. Like, I'm gonna get some not hanging lights, but I'm gonna get some lights to use for lighting, because it doesn't have great natural light, which is kind of a concern of mine, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out. Wow, that blended right out. Holy crap. Wow, do you see how fast that blended? So far so good with this palette. I'm not noticing any major issues when I blended it out. I mean, it's fine for now. I'm gonna contour a little bit too, and I don't really know what brush to use for that. I think I kind of want to use this one just because I feel like that'll be really easy to work with. And I think I'm gonna go in with this really dark shade because it's only like semi-ashy. Well, okay, well, that is a mess. That was way too dark and way too much product, so. I mean, I just can't really turn my head. That's all, I just had to, like, just dead on. Yeah, okay. So I'm just baking under my eyes with my airspun powder. Okay, so moving on. I'm just gonna let myself bake and fix my under eyes when it's done baking. I'll probably just use this palette because I love this palette. Let's just start on eyeshadow then. So I'm gonna take my 35B from Morphe, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here. Oh, it is matte. There's just a satin below it. I'm gonna use this shade, and I might use a little bit of this shade. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll play and see. But first, I'm gonna go in with this one right here. So something that's been really bothering me lately that I've been seeing a lot of just in like my personal life is businesses being unprofessional. And I don't know what happened to professionalism, but literally we need to find it and bring it back because it's getting out of hand. Like, I've seen a lot of businesses contact me and just act as if I'm a friend and not a, I guess, client, you could say, which I'm not a client, but like businesses will email me or DM me on Facebook and ask me if I want to be sent product and if I can review it for them, and I'm always, most of the time, accepting if it's something that I'm interested in. A few times I'll say no just because it's like not something that I would find useful, but and they're not like being rude to me about when I say no or anything like that, but it's more of like just not treating it as like a business agreement type of thing. It doesn't matter how small you are, you don't like curse and like talk unprofessionally when you're talking with like a customer, a consumer, a client, that kind of thing. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just say, oh, well, shit, to like a customer or a consumer or whatever, or a person you're working with. That is just so unprofessional to me. And like, I can get past the first time, but like the second and third, I'm probably gonna say something, which I haven't got to that point yet, and I'm hoping I don't have to. It's just, I can't believe that we're in a world now where that passes, that flies. Like, no. What are your thoughts on like professionalism and stuff like that? Because I find that it's going out of style when it shouldn't. But like, it's mainly indie brands that have this issue of being professional. I can't tell if I want to like wing it out or not. Like, I kind of do, but I feel like that looks so weird on me. Yellow in my Morphe 35C palette. I'm gonna pat that all over my lid. Yes. So I'm gonna take Miss Popular liquid lipstick by Tattoo Junkee, and I'm gonna draw like a little line where my cut crease is. And then I'm gonna put some glitter on top of it. It's gonna be dope. Alright, so this was a huge pain in the butt, but I think it turned out amazing. I'm gonna put some mascara on, and then while that's drying, I'm gonna like highlight my face, all that jazz. I need to wipe off the bake on my smile lines maybe. So I'm just gonna spray my face with a little bit of my Cosmedix Mystic Hydrating treatment to like melt all the powders in my face onto my face, into my skin. So now for highlight, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be trying out this Marcel Paris highlighting palette. It's super luxurious. I've never tried this brand before, so I'm like super jazzed. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Aesthetica H22 highlighting brush, and I wanna take this yellow shade right here. And we'll see. I don't love this brush for highlighting, but I just wanna see how it does. Oh, okay. I mean, I will say that when you're head on, you can see it on my face. I don't really mind that. I can like work around it, whatever, but some people it really bothers, so just so you know. But wow, this is actually really pretty. I mean, I had high expectations, so damn. So for my lower lash line, I'm gonna do like a really hot pink I think. Or should I just do the light pink? Okay, now I'm confused. I don't know what I want to do now. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this hot pink really close to my lash line and then blend it out with the lighter pink. A flat blending brush. And I'm going to blend that hot pink out with the light pink. So now I'm going to grab a little bit of this shimmery yellow right here, which is like one of my favorite freaking shades in this palette. It's just like the most beautiful yellow shimmer. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. And then I'm going to grab that highlighting palette. I'm going to use Soleil again right here. And I'm going to really just blind. Yes. I'm also going to take that Soleil shade under my eyebrow. Alright, I think it's about time for some lashes, don't you think? Let me clean up my mess. I like clean as I go because I can't stand clutter and a mess. Like, it just drives me crazy. Like, this madness behind me is driving me slowly insane, and it's gonna put me in an early grave, I swear. Lashes, I have a couple of options. I have these called Chanel from Real Charm, and I have these called Hollywood from Real Charm. I'm leaning towards these though, because they have the they have like the openness between each like cluster, so you could see my cut crease through them, you know what I mean, instead of just like blocking them with lashes. So this is how broke I am, guys. Okay, I've been using these itty bitty tubes of Kiss lash glue because I lost mine when we went to visit Rhett's family in Newdale, and I cannot find it anywhere, and I'm too broke to buy some. If I could count the minutes I've spent waiting for lash glue to dry, if I could get that time back, wow, just wow. So this is about the end of our video. Just have like lips to do and then I'm done. I'm pissed. That would be so cute though. Like, that color is perfect. I want to do it. Alright guys, and that is it for this chit chat. Get ready with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this pink lemonade look. I know I do because this is amazing. Let me know what you guys thought about this look, and I'll see you after I move. Bye.